White truffle hunters are famously secretive. These fungi have never been domesticated and can only be found in the wild. Truffles are the underground fruiting bodies of several types of mycorrhizal fungi. For most of the year, truffle fungi exist as mycelial networks, sustained in part by the nutrients they obtain from the soil, and also by the sugars they draw from plant roots. However, their subterranean habitat confronts them with a basic problem. Truffles are spore-producing organs, analogous to the seed-producing fruit of a plant. Spores evolve to allow fungi to disperse themselves, but underground, their spores can't be caught by air currents and are invisible to the eyes of animals. Their solution is to smell. But to smell above the olfactory racket of a forest is no small task. Forests are crisscrossed with smells, each a potential fascination or distraction to an animal nose. Truffles must be pungent enough for their scent to penetrate the layers of soil and enter the air, distinctive enough for an animal to take note amid the ambient smellscape, and delicious enough for that animal to seek it out, dig it up, and eat it. Every visual disadvantage the truffles face, being entombed in the soil, difficult to spot once unearthed, and visually unappealing once spotted, they make up for with smell. Once eaten, a truffle's job is done. An animal has been lured into exploring the soil and recruited to carry the fungus's spores off to a new place and deposit them in its feces. A truffle's allure is thus the outcome of hundreds of thousands of years of evolutionary entanglement with animal taste. Natural selection will favor truffle fungi that match the preferences of their finest spore dispersers. Truffles with better chemistry will attract animals more successfully than those with worse. Like the orchids that mimic the appearance of sexually receptive female bees, truffles provide a depiction of animal taste, an evolutionary portrait in sense of animal fascination. I was in Italy because I wanted to be drawn underground by a fungus into the chemical world in which it lived. We are ill-equipped to participate in the chemical lives of fungi, but ripe truffles speak a language so piercing and simple that even we can understand it. In doing so, these fungi include us for a moment within their chemical ecology. How should we think about the torrents of interaction that occur between organisms underground? How should we understand these spheres of more than human communication? Perhaps running after a dog hot on the trail of a truffle and burying my face in the soil was as close as I could get to the chemical tug and promise that fungi use to conduct so many aspects of their lives. The human sense of smell is extraordinary. Our eyes can distinguish several million colors. Our ears can distinguish 500,000 tones, but our noses can distinguish well over 1 trillion different odors. Humans can detect virtually all volatile chemicals ever tested. We outperform rodents and dogs in detecting certain odors, and we can follow scent trails. Smells feature in our choice of sexual partners and in our ability to detect fear, anxiety, or aggression in others. And smell is woven into the fabric of our memories. It is common for people suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder to have olfactory flashbacks. Noses are finely tuned instruments. Your olfactory sense can split complex mixtures into their constituent chemicals, just as a prism can split white light into its constituent colors. To do this, it must detect the precise arrangement of atoms within a molecule. Mustard smells mustardy because of bonds between nitrogen, carbon, and sulfur. Fish smells fishy when molecules bind to these receptors, they trigger a signaling cascade. One molecule triggers a cellular change, which triggers a bigger change, and so on. In this way, small causes can ripple into large effects. Human noses can detect some compounds at as low a concentration as 34,000 molecules in 1 square centimeter, the equivalent of a single drop of water in 20,000 Olympic swimming pools.